How would you describe the atmosphere of the protest?
I think I went to the protest expecting it to be a lot of violence and very threatening. Like, you hear these stories about all these arrests, but when I got there, the protesters were actually quite nice and they were really looking out for each other. I mean, there was a few people who would cause violence with the police and that.
I never really felt like I was in danger. I never felt like people were going to hurt me, and to be honest, it kind of felt quite liberating, everyone being there fighting for things they believed in. I mean, there were obviously issues where people were, aggravating the police, or they wanted to set off fireworks, they wanted to make a statement, but I wouldn't say it came out of chaos. I think it just came out of anger, and most people weren't like that. There were loads of peaceful protesters, and there was a guy walking around in a Santa Claus costume with a sign that said free hugs, and there was quite a lot of people there that didn't want to fight and didn't want to cause aggro.
Do you feel the overall news reports of the event accurately portrayed the event?
Definitely not. I saw a lot of news reports that were like, all these arrests were made and yet again it was turned into violence. But I mean, yeah, a lot of people arrested, but you've got to look at that as it was 50 out of 2,000 people. Like, that's not much considering. And things they were arrested for was stupid. Like, a few days before, a curfew was put on, so if people didn't leave before 9, they're arrested. If they didn't take off their masks, they're arrested. It wasn't violent, like, against the police kind of arrests.
Even as the protest was going on, the news was saying a lot of violent stuff, was saying that there were loads of arrests and that people had knives and drugs and stuff, but I didn't get a sense of that at all. I didn't really see it. I didn't really encounter that part of the protest, so personally I wouldn't say it was chaotic at all.
There are plenty of reports on how the protesters behaved, but in your opinion, how would you say the police behaved?
I mean, I didn't expect there to be as many police there as there was. There were really a lot of police, and they were blocking off roads and stopping you from going certain ways, and I kind of felt threatened by the police more than anything, and they didn't really allow the people to do what they came to do. What they came to do was protest through the streets and have their voices heard, but the police were restricting them. Even before the curfew that they put on, people felt restricted, and I think that sort of sense of their power being taken away was really negative towards the crowd as well, and it's just put a bad taste in the entire thing.
What effect do you think these negative articles have on public perception?
I think these articles, they've kind of shown this anonymous to be kind of evil and really violent, and so someone reading that who was kind of on the fence might think, oh, actually it is a bad group and I'm not going to go to the protest next year. So I think it either does one or two things. It either makes people not want to go and not want to have their voices heard in this way, or it kind of gets people who are into violence and it kind of attracts them people to the protest, which then in turn just makes the whole thing worse. And so these marches and these protests just get a bad name and they're just seen as violent by the public.